Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. We're here for a review of I don't know, some sort of Grand Prix that went on in the south of France. I think was it Monaco? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, the F2 race. Yeah, the F2 race was really good. Apparently some Red Bull won the F1 one. I mean, that's probably out of manner, but
Yeah.
Both might know more about it. How do you feel about it?
Wow, wow, wow. Come on, you can do better than that.
Yeah,
You can do
obviously there was the Monaco Grand Prix, the 78th running of
yeah.
the Monaco Grand Prix,
Yes.
and let's just say it was I say a masterclass. It was a very strong performance by Red Bull, who took a massive
Yeah.
advantage from Leclerc. I think it was more of a masterclass by Leclerc, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, it wasn't to be with the gearbox issue. Obviously, they're saying it weren't to do with the crash, but it just looks too much like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Definitely.
But it was definitely a disaster class by Mercedes and Lewis
Yeah.
Hamilton.
Very much.
Yeah, a catalogue of errors. Bottas retiring some weird wheel nut pit stop problem. Yeah, your initial thoughts to the whole sort of weekend initially.
Well, this weekend, had mixed fortunes for different teams, especially if you're a fan, depending on which team you support. Like for example, for a Mercedes fans, for a Mercedes fan, it was really not a very good, performance, and especially like the car, we all know that it's not built for that. And what a way, as a Red Bull fan, that Red Bull were able to, to mop up, and to capitalize from the mistakes, because uh, like you saw what happened. Was it in Portugal, or is it Imola? I'm now forgetting, whereby there was an incident with is it incident with Russell and Bottas, and the
That
Red
was
Bull.
in Imola, yeah.
Oh yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you. And now Red Bull, in form of Checo, failed to capitalize. To have two cars. At least scoring points, but instead it was just one car. So it was very good. And for example, if you're a Ferrari fan, really not so good. Especially if you're a Leclerc fan, consider, okay. Maybe I hope I'm not going too ahead of myself, whereby Leclerc, it was a home race, and considering the past seasons, how dismal Ferrari has been, and it seems this season they have a very good car that has got pace. And what a moment it would have been for them to do that, but instead of having two cars built for Monaco, only just one car was able to to gain points. But yeah, it was a very good weekend as a Red Bull fan, but of course a boring weekend, considering, of course, no safety car. I mean, honestly, even a virtual.
Even with
You tell
Mazepin,
me.
there's no safety car.
Oh yes, exactly. Oh yes, and also on that issue of Mazepin, well, congratulations. Oh, well, I can't believe I'm saying congratulations for not, for being a disciplined driver, for once, not standing in any way, in anyone's face, and also for the first time
Finished ahead
going
of his
ahead of
teammate,
his
yeah.
teammate. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mm.
So it's just, yeah, it was, yeah, a good weekend for me, of course. Yeah, but
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
a boring race. Yeah, boring race.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, that's a problem with that actually at the minute in Monaco, and people come up with probably loads of suggestions. And now, maybe my suggestion is, I don't know, maybe take up the chicane at the Nouvelle chicane, make it
Yeah,
like it
exactly,
was,
exactly.
like was widen that as much as you can with the barriers and make
Yeah.
it like a really wide,
Oh yes,
like
oh yes,
kink,
yes,
like it used to
exactly.
be, but
Yeah,
not as used to be, but actually widen it so it's enough to fit two cars down it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe do it that way. I don't know, but
yeah,
because obviously it's never gonna be level. But
yeah,
yeah. I mean, the Mercedes, they looked with it. They weren't like bad off the pace. They didn't like look like they were really bad. But apparently changes to the car on Saturday that they made and for practice, and then Hamilton was immediately complaining about a lot of oversteer and
Yes,
a lot of
exactly.
then the problems in the car. So it makes me wonder why they change it. And then obviously when they came to the race, I thought, yeah, they'll extend this stint. Right, they usually extend this
Exactly.
stint in Monaco, gain a few places back. Right, we'll take the points and be done with it. But the fact that
Yeah.
it did pit, they pitted first out of everyone.
Oh
They
yes,
pitted
exactly.
first, and they were the ones who lost the most because in Monaco, it's known you make an overcut, you get in positions.
Exactly.
And,
Yes.
and the thing is that I mean, Perez went from ninth to fourth. He never saw Hamilton at all. Yeah,
Exactly.
and that's the thing. And what gets me, and I'd love James Vowers to explain it to it all. What gave you the mindset after all the F2 races? Anyone that pitted first did not come out very well. It didn't come out an
Exactly.
undercut, right?
Exactly.
And you know all the overcuts have worked before in Monaco. Why in the hell were you thinking of an undercut? Why?
Yeah.
I don't get it. There is no big point. You've also been telling Hamilton just back off Gasly and look after your tyres.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, what was the point? He might as well just gone out all guns blazing, shouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Like for me, when I saw like Mercedes pitting first, it was an odd, decision. But well, like I
Hmm.
just said to myself, well, maybe Mercedes in terms of strategy, they are very good. So for me, I thought, well, okay, like we know that we're in Monaco. Well, obviously they've got a bad car which is not suited for that, circuit, and also it's very hard, in terms of overtaking, like
Hmm.
in Monaco. So like for me, it was a bit odd and really unpredictable because I'm sure even for you as a fan, you
Yeah,
never saw it coming at all.
I never saw it
You,
coming. When they came in the pits, I'm like, okay,
yeah,
surely. Obviously, they know something we don't. Obviously, they don't know something they don't know something we don't. But
exactly.
uh,
So like you give them the benefit of the
actually,
doubt,
they
right?
know something that we do know, and they don't.
Yeah, exactly. But
And then people having a go. I mean, like you said about I mean, you tweeted me earlier about Hamilton, and I'm like, got every
oh
right to feel
yeah,
pissed off at the team, right?
yeah,
No
very.
point. What can if he says he's quite literally kind of said, right? I don't have to
Mm.
learn anything, but the team do. Well,
Exactly.
can someone explain to now people that might want to go over Hamilton to this? Can you explain to me
Ah,
what has Hamilton done specifically wrong in that weekend to warrant him to change his ways? Tell me.
I mean,
Tell me
honestly,
something he's
yeah.
got to learn. He's saving the tires. He was doing everything he needed to be told, right?
Exactly.
And then he makes one. And the one problem was this, right? Is that he pitted too early. Now, who's
Yes,
caused that?
exactly.
Did Hamilton call that?
No,
No.
no, it was the team.
So tell me, what's he got to change? What's he
Yeah,
got to learn?
yeah. Like it goes back to was it
That's
two
why I
weeks
put that
ago?
tweet out. It's just like I mean, like,
Yes,
what the fuck? Like these people, like honestly, you'll find anything to batter him with. Honestly, why? Because
every
he's won so many times, and I don't care. Like people think that he's won so many times. Like in the end, like in the end, if you just it's like I said in that tweet, you can't accept greatness. You got an agenda, and there's other ways I could spin that, but there you go.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, and maybe on that point, I remember, like, was it 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when you hosted Adam, whereby he said, well, he's very much, not appreciated at all. He's
No,
unappreciated at all, Lewis Hamilton. And, was it last week, whereby, no, 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 in Spain, whereby he achieved the hundredth win. I mean, hundredth
and I
win.
just
And
like
how
hear
many
anything about
people
it,
have
but
done? None at all. But now, these people,
I'm
it seems like
not.
the meat. Yeah,
I mean, look. I'm not beating up Max Verstappen here, but I'm sure if it was Max Verstappen,
yeah.
we'd never hear the fucking end of it.
Never, never, never,
We'd never hear the end
never,
of it, right? If it
never.
was even
Yeah,
George Russell or Lando Norris, we would never hear the end of it, right? It would
exactly.
be. oh, what an achievement! This.
Exactly,
Someone that's like,
exactly.
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So like well, like for me, I hate to say this, but even Adam, like elaborated, well, like he really does not want to talk about, maybe it could be the issue, like the hot topic, like these days, what I want to say. But I'm just saying that
You can
I
say it,
hope
mate. I
it's
mean,
not okay. Well, like for me, I think maybe perhaps maybe because of issue of color, I really do not know, but I don't want to say that. But it seems, because as you said, for me, I'm a Max Verstappen fan, right?
yeah,
Max is not slated. Like that interview, like I never saw that coming at all. Even if you go on social media, like on Twitter, everyone bashing Lewis Hamilton. Like I remember, like when Lewis, like put a tweet on DMX. I don't know if you saw it, whereby like DMX had died, and also at the same time, like the Duke also had died, and he tweeted something to say, like my condolences to the family, etc., etc. Then
yeah.
everyone, everyone was like, why him? Why not the Duke? And it seems like if he does something good, people will talk. If he does something bad, still people will talk. But then again, like you attempted to think of, the issue. Perhaps is it because of his color? Well, I don't know, but it seems like it, because Max is never slated like that, or even like
I don't see a
Norris
lot of drivers
at
slated
all.
like that.
Never. Because it was so odd. Okay, well, like I understand we're all human, right? But then
Mm.
no one is perfect, right? Yes, you're allowed to have a bad race, especially when Mercedes, like did not have the car suited for that racetrack. So now you now ask yourself, why is he being attacked like that? But
Yeah,
well, for me, I would have welcomed that. For example, if he had done mistakes which were in his control, one, and for
yeah, and
example,
I'm sure I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah,
People
yeah,
might say, people say this,
yeah,
right? But I know in my heart,
yeah.
if he done something wrong, he would be the first one to say it.
Yes, exactly,
He
exactly.
would be the
I-
first one to say it. And anyone that says talking shit, go watch his
yeah,
interviews.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Right?
Then now.
Don't talk shit about a driver that I know.
Exactly, because on Twitter now, people now saying that, like if he wins, like he's a good winner, but if he loses, he's now a bad loser. I mean, honestly, where
Oh my
is this
life!
coming? Oh yeah, so for me, of course, yes, I respect Lewis, right? But yes, I'm a fan of what Max, but still, that does not give me, like the leeway, to go and
You can be
slight
a
him.
fan of another team, but you just respect of what his
Yes,
team.
exactly. Just
That's basically what
respect,
we're saying here.
cause like I'm sure, like we can all say this, he's the best ever driver. But well,
He's
people
the
will
He is the best ever driver. That's the
exactly,
thing.
exactly.
I mean,
But
people
yeah,
can make a case for Senna. People can make a case for
yes,
Schumacher, but
yes,
statistically
exactly.
on record, right,
It
he is the
is
best ever. And
very much, very
this is
much.
exactly the point that Crofty pointed out when he came
Yeah.
on here, is that he goes by
Oh yeah.
stats, and stats say
Yeah,
that he is the
exactly.
best ever. So
Very much, very much,
uh,
very much.
you can believe who you want to believe he's the best ever. So I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
some people say
subjective,
that
but
Jules Villeneuve was the
statistically,
greatest ever, but he never won a championship. So there's
yeah,
different ways you can spin it. There's
yeah,
different ways you can
exactly,
spin it.
exactly. You
Uh,
can say that again.
so
You can say that again.
yeah, so
So hopefully, people will not regret later, because like in the world that we live in, like it's more like you're only appreciated when you're no longer there. As they always say, that you only realize the importance of something when it's already gone. So I just hope that you continue being strong. Salute.
yeah, he'll bounce back. He says he won't. He says
And
he'd be a strong. He said
yeah,
about Baku. He said it ain't this will be a strong circuit, but I know,
very
for
much.
example, and I'm just putting a result at the bottom there so
It's
everyone
okay.
knows.
It's okay. It's okay.
But yeah, so the one thing that alarmed me out of this weekend is that the start of the weekend, not just that the protest about the limbo wing and everything, and we could go into more depth in that on another podcast,
Yeah.
but or on another show. But what Toto Wolff said is quite alarming. Is that they're investing more. Most of their resources have already gone to the 2022 car.
Oh
They
yes,
will
yeah.
be working on small tweaks here and there, more about unlocking the performance of the W12. But in terms of improving the car, they're not really investing that much. Now
Yeah.
that says a lot. Now whether that's been pushed because of the Bottas and the actual muscle crash you mentioned earlier,
Yeah. Yeah.
or the fact because of the budget cuts and people saying what these budget cuts are doing, and this is what he's doing. Teams are now having to think, shit, we can't actually spend all this, and plus they don't want to be left behind in 2022 because say like for an
Exactly.
engine, for example, they don't develop the engine in time and they make a mistake. That's them stuck with
Exactly.
that engine for 3 years.
Exactly. You see. Yeah. Yeah. Very
And they
much. Yeah.
can't change a lot of parts from there. A lot of parts have been standardized, so they can't really change them. So it's I see what they're doing it, but as a Hamilton and a Mercedes fan, and you want to see Hamilton win his 8th title, and it's in a battle like
Exactly.
he is, it's like that's the last thing you want to hear.
Exactly. Like for me, maybe on that issue, the thing is that Mercedes has been dominating for the last 4 or 5 years. Like they have been
Since
dominating.
2014,
Yes, exactly. Since 2014,
7 years,
right?
7 years now.
Okay, yeah, but the point that I'm trying to deliver is that it was just a okay, I'll let you have that. I'll
And
let you have
how
that
many
one. Yeah,
is Hamilton one of those? 6, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
just put that
So
one out there.
yeah, exactly. So like for me, I'm just saying that well, like they've dominated. Well, like, and it has just been a one horse race. And like for me, I usually
Well, you say that. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
2017
yeah.
and 18, they were
Well, yes,
pushed.
yes.
They were pushed, and the only problem is that 2018 Vettel made that mistake in Germany. It was never the same
Yeah, yeah,
since,
yeah,
but
yeah. He has
you
never been the same at all,
nah. But
except
they
maybe
were
in
pushed.
Monaco. Yeah, yeah.
Like as I keep saying, 2018, half of that season, most of that season, the car was not fastest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. But now, like for me, I've asked myself questions to say why is it Red Bull? They tend to dominate second half of the season, and it's because already Mercedes are already, like planning for next, like next season's car, and especially now with the rule changing, like the like the rules changing, you ask yourself, well, are they going to do that? But now, especially now with Max bringing the fight, and it's like will to will, as you alluded, like when we were chatting before the show on Twitter, you ask yourself a question to say, are they really, really, really just going to ignore, or probably it's going to be a mind game? You remember, like on Thursday, after practice, whereby second practice, whereby Red Bull performed badly, and Max went publicly saying that it does not have pace, it does not have pace. But you, like, I'm sure you saw what later happened. So for me, I think perhaps it could be mind games. But then again, if you fully invest in this car in 2021 and you fully ignore next season, oh, it's going to be something. Even as a fan of Red Bull, I'm actually asking myself questions to say, okay, if this really goes down to the wire, are we really, really going to put much more emphasis towards this car, whereby next year we really wouldn't want to suffer, and especially knowing that Honda
Mm.
is no longer going to be there. So I really share, like I'm actually sharing, like the same sentiments with you. But if I'm being honest, I really think they're going to keep one eye there, the other eye here, because definitely they really would want Lewis, like say Lewis, to have this title, because you don't know what's going to happen because everyone is going to be on an equal playing field next season. That's what I think.
Yeah, let's try to find a loophole we don't know about, like they did in 2014. But big up Talk Menu in the chat as usual. Thanks again for the thumbnails as usual, mate. You're a legend and everything you do. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back to a sad note. Actually, I just found out the last couple of hours Max Mosley has just passed away.
Yes.
Max Mosley. People that don't know who Max Mosley is, and if you don't, you clearly know nothing about Formula One. You live under a rock, right? Max Mosley, and I know some people like that. Trust me, they like to think they know F1, but they clearly don't.
Wow.
Some people don't even know who the team principal of Red Bull are. So, you know what I mean? Or even know who the owner is, but you know what I mean? And they talk like they know Formula One. And they're saying, oh, because Max Verstappen deserves it. Oh yeah, after 5 races, yeah, that worked one out. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Work that one out. Yeah. Right. Anyway, yeah, we need to talk. Yeah, we'll definitely, mate. We're gonna talk about green screens. We're gonna talk about everything. We're gonna talk about all of that, and soon as we can, mate. Don't you worry about that. We'll get that sorted. Next thing is green screens, mate, and trust me, it's gonna look sick. Sick. We got big plans for this. Don't you worry about that. By the way, I can announce also Carefree Lewis G. He will be coming on to SFeatleyTV for our fundraising quiz. So big up to him for doing that. Plus, yeah, but back to obviously Max Mosley. For people that don't know who they are, who he is. He was an ex-Formula One driver. He then became a Formula One team owner with March Racing. Bought the old Babham team out, I believe. Yes, we're definitely prepared for next season. Don't worry. He teamed up with Bernie Eccleston to buy March, actually. And then, and then after that, he went on to become FIA president in 1994, I believe. He just got the job just before Ayrton Senna died, after Balestri left. After Balestri was voted out for good reason as well. But it was him. A lot of people don't like it because of the freedom of information and press and all that. But they didn't really find him popular. But I liked him, the fact that he was one of the reasons why we are at this stage with safety now. Exactly. He invested, so he spent as much money as possible to come up with this sort of quote, which is, whatever is happening to a car, there should be no reason to die in a car. Exactly. And that's not just on F1, that's in motorsport entirely. But also, so yeah, I mean, sad to hear, isn't it?
Yeah, really. It's a huge loss to the family, like to the like not only F1 community but motorsport. You see the like the impact that like he put. Of course,
let's forget FIA. They do rally? They do World Championship? But just do
exactly.
it.
Yes, exactly. And like I'm sure you remember, like 3 weeks ago from the podcast that we had together, whereby we were talking about, was it Jim, where like who advocated, like was it Jim Clark?
Jackie Stewart.
Sorry, yeah, Jackie Stewart. Sorry, like who
they made the application for safety, yeah.
Yes, and like you see,
it was in that. Yeah, it was during that time he was racing. Yeah. He was on the grid that the day Jim Clark died.
Yes, exactly.
So some people won't even notice.
Exactly.
Max Mosley was in F2. Was in F2 at the time.
Yes, exactly.
And he was on the F2 because back then, right? And it's another thing. A lot of people, if you're an F1 fan, you'll know. Back in F1 days, then they didn't have many races, so to keep the circus going, they did F2 races as well. And he was on. Jim Clark did an F2 race, and it was where he perished.
Exactly.
In 1968.
Yes, exactly. 68. Oh, not 67. Oh, yes. 68.
68.
In Belgium, right?
68. No, it was in Hockenheim.
Oh, yes. Thank
Germany.
you. Oh, yes. Yeah,
It's
it's
all right.
next
I'll
to
keep you up to date. Don't worry about
it's next to
it.
Belgium. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's a
I'm
huge
just not
sport.
going to put partner you as a quiz.
Ouch.
What?
Yeah.
Look, Lewis Hamilton fan going up reading after Max Verstappen as a teammate. Fuck that. You thought you never see it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like he's really going to be and
Yeah,
made.
yeah. Obviously, there'll be a tribute in the next race, and Lando Norris and Sainz.
Wow.
Obviously, then I will go on to them in a minute. But the first person I must talk about is, if I'm going to talk about Sainz first,
Yeah.
if I'm going to talk about Sainz, the first person I must mention
Exactly.
was the pole sitter and
Oh
the
yes,
guy who
yes.
never even started the race.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people said that the race was already decided before the race started
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
because of that.
Mm.
So, yeah, so Leclerc got it on pole, and these people that come out with these stupid shit about
They're cheating.
oh is it was it deliberate? He might have done it deliberately because
Exactly.
he wanted to stop Max getting pole position. What? Are you fucking mad?
Well,
Why the
yeah.
fuck would he put it in a wall and risk damaging his car, which eventually he did, because he did. He damaged the drive shaft of the car,
Yeah.
right, because of the crash. I'm sorry, I don't care what they say. That was because of the crash, right?
Yeah.
Why would he do that just to get pole position? You don't get an extra point for pole position,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Exactly.
Because it meant they had to take a gamble to try and make
Yeah.
sure they win the race, and in the end, he couldn't start.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, people that come up with this crap is
Yeah, yeah, crazy.
unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah. Like I also came across this comment whereby someone was saying that like Ferrari was well known for doing that cheating, etc. In the days of
He wouldn't have
Max
said
Schumacher.
that if Leclerc
Yeah,
won the race. He's
Max
a
Schumacher.
Ferrari fan. He's a Ferrari fan. If Leclerc won the race, he was
Exactly.
buzzing on Saturday. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
buzzing.
yeah.
He
Very
was
much.
buzzing.
Yeah, yeah, but really, like on the issue of Charles Leclerc, you just have to like no, like I don't care if you're a Ferrari fan or if you're not, you just have to feel sorry for him because like you saw what happened that in 2018, 2019, of course last year there was no race, and what's really worse is that it's your home Grand Prix. It's your
Bargav, you
home
got
race.
so much to learn, man.
And
You got so
yes,
much to learn. You ain't seen Azerbaijan. There's a
uh,
problem with
oh yes,
Azerbaijan.
oh yes,
It's a
exactly.
one massive long straight as a last sector,
Oh
right? It's all
yes, oh
flat
yes,
out. The
yes, yes,
Ferrari ain't gonna
yes,
be able to do that. Trust me.
yes,
Right?
yes,
There
exactly,
is no
exactly.
way. There's no way Ferrari are getting a 1-2 next race. It ain't happening. Not
Nah,
on
never
any
happening, never
level.
happening, never happening.
Right?
Cause like you think to yourself,
Unless Max
maybe,
Verstappen,
yeah,
Perez, Bottas, and Hamilton all retire, right?
which
And they are,
is
and Norris probably because McLaren will probably be stronger as well. So they've got Mercedes engines. Uh,
well, like
then they might have a chance.
oh yes, or maybe if we say almost like
Because
what happened last year in Sakir, like Checo. You
well,
remember what
yeah,
happened?
yeah, you know
Yeah,
what I mean. But the
but it's
fact
rare,
is but
very
then
rare.
he had the Mercedes engine behind him.
Oh yes,
Ferrari are
or
struggling,
the big
always going to be
Mercedes.
struggling on straight line speed.
Yes.
They might have fixed the handling of the car, but the straight line speed
Yeah,
is
exactly.
that it did not have. No, it's not hilarious. That's no. Bargav, to be honest, it's
Yeah,
never hilarious
yeah,
to see someone retire. It's really not actually
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, yeah,
Especially when it's done like that. When
yeah.
the wheel nut, for people that again don't understand, it wasn't the
Oh
wheel nut
yes.
that jammed. It was what happened was the wheel nut got embedded in the axle of
Yeah,
the front suspension, which meant that even if they did try and got it with a hammer, they were never taking that thing off. That was
yeah,
bolted and staying there. It
yeah.
was never coming off. So
Never,
probably
never.
that brake duct and everything around it has probably been with the tires, just been flung into the bin
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because they can't get it off.
exactly,
That's unless it's at welding. At
exactly.
least Mazepin didn't spin. It's fucking amazing.
Discipline.
We didn't
Yeah,
mention about him at the start. We gave him his plaudits. Don't worry about it.
yeah, yeah.
I'll
But
be gobsmacked if he does it to it. You remember some of the
yeah,
memes? It's like some people were doing like some of the videos I've seen on Monaco. It's like him
exactly.
at Monaco, and he'd hit a wall, and it's like a
Oh
nuclear
yes.
bomb going off. Right, as the next pictures of a nuclear bomb going off. I'm
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
man, honestly, right?
You know,
I thought Hamilton was hated. Fuck me, this
no, no,
guy's
no,
another
no.
level.
For me, I thought that Stroll was very much hated because you remember when Stroll, like Lance Stroll, came into F1, he was very much hated. But now this guy Mazepin, like he takes it
That's a new
all.
target, innit?
Yeah, considering also his off the track active that he.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
yeah,
that's what you would expect. But
yeah, exactly.
yeah. But I
But
want to bring Science. Obviously, Science with his second podium. Lando on the podium as well. You saw a little bit of the
yeah,
bromance there again, right?
yeah,
Right, them two
exactly.
on the podium, and Lando again excelling in the Golf livery of McLaren, which was nice to see on
Yeah,
the podium. To be honest, it was nice
yeah,
to see. It was a nice
yeah,
livery that was
yeah.
going back because obviously their first race was in Monaco back in 1966,
Oh
the
yes,
Monaco Grand Prix. So that's why they did it. It's been 65 years now of them being in 55 years in Formula One World Championship.
oh yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
that's why they
yeah.
did the special livery, and it looks really
Oh
nice.
yes,
And
yeah. It's been
uh, the only
really,
problem,
really
yeah,
nice.
again, is people are gonna say it was a boring race again, like 20. But I think 2019, he's had that fight with Max and Lewis trying to keep him behind, but
Yeah,
there was nothing
yeah,
much else going on. Yeah, the problem is that if there's no safety car, there's nothing going on, is there? And the problem is
exactly.
now
Yeah.
because it's one stop, and I think what they need to do is that they bought the softest compound range as well.
Oh yes, exactly. Yeah.
Maybe they bring like especially soft tires for Monaco, so that you have to pit, otherwise they'll blow up at some point.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
know what I mean? Because I think even Hamilton did 67 laps on 2019 tires.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was only supposed to do 50. So if
50
that's the case,
now.
then I mean they have to do something that if you keep using them, they will just delaminate,
Exactly.
like in Silverstone. So
Oh yes,
especially soft
Silverstone.
tires just for Monaco.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah, yeah,
to force an
yeah.
extra pit stop to force more action,
Quickest time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or maybe I don't know. What else could we do? Like I said, try and adjust the track
It's a bit
somehow, but I don't know
tricky.
how you
Yeah.
adjust it. I mean, some weird person who said like sort of elevate where where the Loeb's hairpin was,
Oh
right?
yes,
And he
yes.
completely thought this was an answer, right? But he come out of mirror bow, but instead of coming on the right side and going around left, he
Yeah.
come out on the left side,
Ah, yeah, yeah,
on a
yeah.
raised up, right?
Yeah,
Then he go right round,
yeah,
right, and then it's like underneath the circuit
yeah,
and
true.
around his Portier.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. I don't even think that would work, to be honest. But
Yeah,
you never
exactly.
know. But
Yeah, you
I'm
never
gonna
know.
run through
Yeah.
some comments first. 1, 2 next. No, Bottas had a hilarious race. I said it's not hilarious. No, to be honest, it's never nice, especially
Mm.
in Monaco as well. It's just it, especially like at Monaco when like you've done nothing wrong all race, and he was about the only one that was challenging Verstappen at the time. But yeah, and big up L. How are you, mates? Big up Man United agenda. Go check their channel out as well. Yeah, what was I going to say? Gonna
Like
try. I'm
on
trying to Vettel. Not the first
Vettel.
time he made an overcut work, did he?
Wow, really? Yeah, yeah. As you
Really
want.
turned up this time.
Yeah,
Ding ding
very
ding
much.
ding ding.
Much needed. Yeah, much needed. Especially, like you started on 10th, right? And
He
you know,
started in
like
10th, finished 5th.
yes,
Yeah, we're
5th.
gonna go
Yeah.
through the ratings in a
Oh yes,
second.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
think we're the
So
only one
like,
that I think we're the only channel that does ratings for
yeah,
the drivers.
exactly. Yeah, which is good,
Big
right?
up. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's different.
Yeah, exactly. So like with Vettel, like if you say that, well, yes, he's never been the same, since in Germany, right, at other time. And like it's very hard for you to come in a new team, learn, like to get used to the car. And I'm sure you still remember beginning of the few races, like the three races that Lance Stroll was on top of his game than him. And was it in Portugal or Spain whereby Lance Stroll had only upgrades and Vettel did not have? And I'm sure he still
Oh fucking
has
hell!
not.
That was
Portugal,
that would
right?
have
I
been
think so.
That would have been Portimao.
Oh yes,
That
exactly,
would have been
exactly.
Portimao because
Yeah.
there was the upgrade. We'd all be talking about him getting upgrades here, wouldn't
Oh
we?
yes, exactly,
So
exactly.
Portimao, and then they got him in
Yeah,
Spain.
yeah. Yes, exactly,
Mm.
exactly. So now like it's now really, really good to see that, like instead of just getting 1 point, because even if he had gotten 1 point, I would have been happy considering, like him getting into Q3. I think this is only the second time him getting into Q3, but now also to maximize, like that opportunity. You remember like Vettel, like and Gasly yesterday, uh, and even Sir Lewis, that even like he still maintained, like his position, like even coming out from the pit. So like it's really good and surely solely deserved to have that drive of the day. I'm sure you may agree. It really deserves.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. One of the
it
drivers of
has
the day,
been very good.
absolutely.
Yeah, it has been very
I think
good.
I
And
said he was. I think I said he was.
yeah. And like what really amazes me is that like with these like with him finishing fifth on like yesterday, he gave like much more valuable points to Aston Martin, and they moved to fifth, displacing Alpine at the same process. So yeah, like much needed performance, and we really hope that we'll see much of this because he moved this team from seventh, now they're now fifth.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought you died out for a minute there.
Oh, sorry. No. Like, yeah. But I'm just saying that like he gave us like he gave Aston Martin much needed points because now they're now fifth, moved from seventh and displacing Alpine. So yeah, fair play to him, and we really hope that like we see much more fight from him because I think the car that he has is good. I think really it's good. It could be better, of course, but it's good, and we hope that he'll continue competing. But really, from starting from 10th and now finishing fifth, that's really good.
Mm.
Yeah, really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to remember if George Russell for his I want to
Yeah.
go a bit to him in a minute because
George Russell. Oh,
the problem is I find with George Russell at the minute. Um, I think he's been staying at Red Bull. I think the reason he's staying at Williams at the minute is because he's spending a seat at Mercedes. Let's put it
yeah.
that way. Can he go to a better team? I do think he can. He could definitely smash it at another team.
Yeah.
Um, do you feel he needs to get out of Williams right now,
Well, like,
as soon as possible? Whether it mean that he goes to Mercedes next season, if Hamilton does retire, or Bottas doesn't do it anymore, doesn't cut it, or the fact that they need. Let me just think. Yeah, George Russell, they need to go to a better team, and like Ocon is still a Mercedes driver, but he's with Alpine at the minute.
oh yes, exactly. Okay, to be fair, like, I think, okay, I think if I say like if I think of Russell, one thing that brings me to mind about him is that you think of well, like he's in the same bracket with Gasly, but let me not shift to Gasly, but with George Russell, I think like we noticed this with like what's his name, O'Connor. Like whereby he spent 1 year without any team at all, and with William, with Williams, that's his only best, like case scenario. It's like for example, you're playing for Liverpool, right? And you're playing for Liverpool. Maybe you go maybe to a team that is fighting relegation zone, and I really feel sorry for him because like you see, people of his same generation, like for example, young driver like Lando Norris. You see what he's doing. His stock is rising up high, very, very, very fast. And now like your lifeline for you to be in Mercedes, hangs by a
Mm,
thread. Only if Sir Lewis maybe retires, or maybe the team deems that, well, like he's no longer much of a good wingman, Bottas, right? So for me, I really think that it would be very good for him if he just leaves, because like if you continue being at Williams, yes, Williams said that like he's always going to be here, but now if you continue being there, and now you see like Carlos Sainz, like you see Lando Norris are doing a massive good job, even Charles Leclerc, and for you, you still continue being at Williams because of the situation that is at Mercedes. So for me, I really would think maybe he would do himself a favor if he moves, like you said, to an Alpine. But now this is the case. Everyone, I'm sure, maybe many drivers have 1 year left to their contract, so it's a conundrum. Like it could be a hit and miss. It could also be, like something good, because I really do not think that Lewis Hamilton is going to retire. You saw what he once said, like was it like in Spain when he won the race, and he was talking of how excited he will be, like for next year, considering everyone is on
mm.
a like same level playing field. So I really do not think that he will retire. And also for Bottas, you only think otherwise. And also, do you think that Mercedes will risk pairing like George Russell and Lewis? I think not. I'm sure even for you, like you would agree with me that they will not at all. So for me, I really think that it would be really good for him to leave. Yeah. Hopefully, maybe it's wishful thinking that Red Bull will come for him. Well, I do not think so, but I think it would be very good for him to leave, because let's face it, I'm very much 90% sure that he's never going to retire next season. He's not going to retire, Lewis, to be
So
honest.
just before we move to, actually, we'll move to the driver ratings now. We could discuss maybe a little bit more than each driver. But we'll try and quickly whip through these because we're nearly up to an hour already. But do smash that like button, people. I'm watching you. Do smash that like button. Do hit that subscribe button if you are new.
We're
Please
watching.
donate to Children's Liver Disease via the Just Giving page. That is probably the best way to do it. Your 100% of your donation will go to Children's Liver Disease Foundation through that page. You donate via anything else like a super chat or a super sticker. We will make sure 80 to 90% of that will go to Children's Liver Disease Foundation, and the other to support the channel and run the channel. So, yeah, so those are your options there. But if you want to do it, please do it by the Just Giving page. I would rather you do it that way. So, yeah, we're going to the driver and team ratings. So we're going to go in reverse order. I'm going to start with the drivers that were unfortunately crashed, that were retired from the race. We're going to start with Bottas first. Dismal, did all right in qualifying, to be honest, but I mean the setup changes seem to help him, but it didn't seem to help Hamilton, which is a bit weird. But
I think
uh,
maybe okay or something like that, because that incident that happened in the pit was beyond his control. and we saw even in practice in quali was very good, to be honest. What do you think? What do you reckon?
I'd say I think for Mr. Bottas, he was doing all right. I mean, it wasn't really his fault. I'd say about 7. Good. No, it wasn't really his fault, was it? He didn't really do anything wrong.
Yeah.
It was.
It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say definitely a 7. So, Leclerc, Charles Leclerc, Charles bloody Leclerc.
Oh, Leclerc.
Oh man.
I'll give you this. I'll give this one to you.
Oh
I'll give this
man.
one
Oh,
to
I
you.
feel so sorry for him. Some people say, yeah, he caused it himself though, but
Yeah.
if you got to push at Monaco, you got to go for the fastest lap, and I'm
You
gonna
know,
give
like
him. I'm gonna give him an 8. Right?
yeah, yeah,
He's been great all
yeah,
weekend.
yeah. Considering that the car that he had was suited for that condition, and he delivered in even practice, he delivered even in quali, and it could have also been, Max Verstappen. I don't know if you still recall in that watch along in the quali whereby he almost hit the wall. In fact, he kissed the
Yeah.
wall, right? Yeah, yeah. Could have
Mm,
also been, Max. So, but yeah, it's a good rating that you gave.
yeah. Yeah. That's what I feel. I think he was one of the
Mm.
drivers of the weekend, to be honest. And it should have been his, to be honest. But right, we're gonna move to reverse order. We're gonna go to Mick Schumacher, who finished last, actually, didn't he? So
Ah,
Mick Schumacher, very poor weekend for him, and a
very poor.
very extremely poor weekend.
Mm.
Well, a trash weekend to him. So it was
Yeah.
really bad, right? Crashed
Mm.
that in practice
Do you
where he
think?
couldn't qualify.
Yeah.
They were warned to keep it out the barriers, but they didn't.
Yeah, yeah. The only good thing, the only one thing that I liked about Mike was when, when he overtook,
Oh
his
yeah, like he
teammates.
did the one overtake. That
Yeah.
was it.
Only that, then just quiet like that.
And even then, he still ended up behind Mazepin. So
Yeah,
Mazepin,
because
it's
of his
okay.
discipline. Yeah, because of his discipline and also
It's
finishing
okay.
P17.
I mean, he
No,
can't only do any better because of his car, but he was okay.
yeah.
He was not bad.
It's okay. It's okay, to be
I'm not
honest.
gonna knock him for that. Actually, I'm gonna give him a 6 for that. To be honest, people can have
Yeah,
a fucking go at me about it, but I don't
yeah.
care, right? You don't slate
Yeah.
the driver every fucking weekend. He's basically, I'm doing it for this weekend performance,
Mm,
not the arse that he actually is, right?
yeah.
I give who's next on that list? Let's have a look at my
Let's see.
list. Latifi in it, yeah,
Yeah.
Latifi. Latifi, what poor weekend for him again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very poor.
very. Give him a 3 for that. Yeah. We're gonna go to
Yeah.
uh,
Yuki.
no,
Is it?
it was Sonoda first, then it was Latifi.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Sonoda
Sorry.
was that way.
Trash. Why not
It's,
trash? I
why not
mean, honestly,
trash?
he's got the car. He's got the car. He's got everything. But
Yeah,
you see, yeah, yeah. But now you see, George Russell is always, making sure that that car that he has no right of
yeah,
getting into Q2, but he always manages to,
yeah.
to send
That's it.
that
I'll
car.
give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Right, very good shout. We're gonna go to. It was George Russell next, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, George Russell. George Russell was next, and I'm gonna go for okay.
Hello? Yeah, yeah, George Russell. Okay. Okay, yeah.
Okay, is that okay race?
Yeah.
Is that better? He was okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. Then we're gonna go with
Alonso.
Alonso. Very poor weekend.
Poor. Very poor.
Very extremely poor weekend for him.
Yeah.
I did expect a lot better from him.
Yeah.
Being a two-time
Very
world
much.
champion, a two-time winner at Monaco,
Don't
once with
expect.
Renault,
Yeah.
once with
Mm.
McLaren.
Yeah. And I think like we're talking about
Back-to-back
George
winner
Russell.
at Monaco with that.
Yes, very.
But yeah, we could go. Ricardo.
We're now going Ricardo, Daniel Ricardo.
Daniel Ricciardo, very poor weekend for him.
Very poor. Even left by his teammates.
I love the encouragement that he's getting, but he needs to step it up now.
Yeah, exactly. And too much on social media,
What?
I'm saying is too much always on social media, too much. And I think he has to put his
Nah, I
energy.
don't think it's that, mate, because like Lewis Hamilton's always on social media, but he's always out every and his. I think it's just the fact that like he's not getting what he wants from the car, and he needs to start picking it up now. Because someone like him, you expect him to. So I don't think it's just because of like being social media all the time. I don't believe in that rubbish, to be honest.
Because the car he has is good, mate.
Yeah, it's extremely good. Raikkonen. Good race, bang average.
He started on which position did he start? Because he finished 11th. I think he's. Yeah,
I think
I think
weekend actually, because Giovinazzi had been better all weekend than him. He's been shading him all weekend.
Exactly. Exactly.
Monaco.
Because he finished 11th.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at this.
It's okay.
Right, you do a piece on Monaco qualifying, and you don't fucking results. Bloody thing. So qualifying. So you started 14th, you end up with 11th.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
Not bad. I think okay.
Okay. We'll go for Lance. No, not was it? There was a top 10 was Giovinazzi.
Yeah.
Who started in 10th and finished 10th. I mean, he's been better than him. He's better than his teammate all weekend.
I thought Vettel finished started on 10th. Vettel didn't start on 10th.
Nah, I think he started higher than that.
Oh, okay. Because 9th
he started better.
Yeah,
he started better.
So
good weekend from him. But usually shaded by his teammate, but he's been actually doing well this season. Actually, when you look back at it, he's been actually doing well, and he's better than his teammate. So maybe he should deserve that seat.
Yeah, true. Do you think that he should be afraid when it comes to end of season, considering that
because you've got not just Lawson, you've got Schwartzman there, you've got Ilott.
Oh yeah, Teo Pecho, F2. Also,
Pacher. You've got Schwartzman. Yeah, you've got decent. I've seen someone look at those drivers.
Yeah, should he be afraid? Because
in F2 there are some sick drivers in there.
Very
you should be worried.
super.
Everyone should be looking at behind them. I'm sure George Russell is well assured he's got his seat, but they need to start watching behind them because there's some seriously quality drivers there. I'm telling you not. Those 3 races were fucking epic races in Monaco, I have to admit.
Yeah.
But we're gonna move to who finished ninth? Esteban Ocon. Ocon, he started 11th and finished 9th.
Yeah, very good.
Okay. It was okay. Very good.
I don't know why I'm saying very good. Okay, yeah.
It was good. It was okay. Bang average. I'll give him that. Then we're gonna move to
Lance
Stroll. Oh yes, Lance Stroll. And he started in 13th. Unlucky for some, but not for him. He managed to fight his way up to 8th So good weekend from him.
Yeah.
Good solid
Weekend.
day's work, and
Mm.
especially since Aston Martin has not been performing well
Yeah, exactly.
most this season so far. Then we're going to move to
Say Lewis.
Lewis. I don't think personally he's done anything wrong, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done anything wrong.
But from his standards, what can you
But from
say?
his standards, it was poor.
No poor. But beyond this control, it was beyond
I'm
this
trying to get him on the channel, but fucking hell, Lewis, don't kill me for doing this.
Let's hope he's not watching this episode.
Excuse me while I die.
Wow, that's nice.
You wait until Max Verstappen has a poor one, don't you worry. If he has a poor one like that, I'm putting him in trash. And you ain't stopping me. No, it was very poor. Like, it was very poor, but like it would have been extremely poor if the error was caused by himself.
Yeah.
But
It was beyond his control, but
it's beyond his
from his
control, but
standards.
it's very poor from his standards. Yeah, get out of there. So let's go back to Pierre Gasly. He finished 7th.
Gasly,
very good weekend from him.
Very good weekend from him.
Very good weekend.
Yeah, because he's singly, pumping into points.
I'm putting Leclerc up there. I'm sorry, I don't care.
No, it's okay.
I feel so sorry for him. I really do.
Yeah, we all feel sorry for him.
I feel like how you should feel for an Arsenal fan.
How come when I say that you always bash me for that? When I talk about Arsenal, you say you don't have any right to talk about Arsenal. Why? But you can say what you want.
Yeah, I can. It's my channel.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one, isn't it? I like that one, didn't you?
That's a good one.
Right, who's coming on the 5th of June? Any Chelsea fan? Carefree Lewis G. Carefree Lewis G. Right, yeah. He's coming on. Don't you worry about that, boy. Don't you worry about that. So spread the word. Vettel. Yeah. Right, he started.
Vettel, driver of the day.
He started. Where did he?
10th. Because he was supposed to get 1 point.
8th.
Oh, he started 8th.
And he finished 5th.
I thought on 10.
One of the drivers of the day. Really good. 9.
One of
In fact, he's my driver and team of the weekend, man.
It's
up there, man. He was epic all weekend, man.
I agree very much. Especially that moment whereby he came out of the car.
But yeah. He's shaded by his teammate usually, but he's found his feet there. And I knew it'd take a few races, but I said to you, every time he's gone there, every time he's moved team, he's had a vitalization. So watch out for him now.
Considering that he started behind Sir Lewis and Pierre Gasly and coming out in front of them, that was just epic.
Then we moved to Norris.
No, Checo, come on, bro.
Norris finished. Okay. Oh yeah, Checo. Yeah, Checo finished 4th.
Come on, man. I know you hate Red Bull, but not like this, man.
He was very good. He's very,
very good. Very, very good.
Because I can't put him higher than Max. Well, actually, no. You could say he's higher than Max because he managed to gain how many places?
Like from 9th position.
9th to 4th.
5. Come on, mate. Top class. You have to put him top class.
You'd have to put him above Max Verstappen.
Because he was also because he was also in the running of driver of the day. But unfortunately,
I'd say Max Verstappen 8, and that's not me bashing Max Verstappen here. Let's get this right. That's because he did what he was. No. He said,
which was expected.
Which is going from lights to flag.
Exactly, I agree.
Dominate the race, which is what
I
he
agree.
did. Right?
Yeah.
He just had to make sure he keep his focus. That's all he had to
Yeah.
do, and he would make sure
Yeah.
he win that race.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
not
True.
me. That's not me bashing.
No.
It's
No.
just
No.
me.
No. 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 I agree with
Because
you.
actually, to be honest, I really could have gone it and said he should have got pole position. Right? He should
Exactly.
have been getting pole position, so he should have
Yeah.
won it by
Yeah.
race.
Tell you. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Definitely.
like, that's why I
Cause
say Leclerc was better than him, because Leclerc in a car that's supposed to be inferior had
yeah.
beaten him to pole position. Right? His
Yeah.
reaction,
Very much.
I do
Very
love
much.
his reaction. Like, how many
Yeah.
times you
Very
want to say
much.
fuck? How many times you want to say fuck in a minute?
Yeah. Like I agree with you. Cause
This
you
is
know,
the
like.
point. You don't do that. Don't
Yeah.
shout that over the radio, right? Always your
Yeah.
rivals are like, got you, rent free,
Yeah. Yeah.
rent
True.
free.
Cause you know, like Max did what was expected of
Yeah.
him, and
You
if
don't
he's
see that from Leclerc, though, do you? You
he,
don't see that from, like,
yes,
Leclerc, no.
exactly. Cause if he's supposed to get a 10, maybe he should have started maybe like sixth or something and finished first.
Yeah.
That's when we'll give him a 10. Yeah.
Then I'm
Carlos,
gonna start
Norris,
with
Carlos, Norris. Yeah.
Norris, the Norris Carlos romance, but
Wow.
Norris first.
Yeah.
Very good performance. He
He's
started.
consistent. He's been consistent. I think top
He's
class,
been
mate.
consistently top
He's been
class.
consistent.
Consistently top
Consistent. Yeah.
class. He started what? He started fifth, but he
Yeah.
finished third.
Exactly. Exactly. He's just consistent. Yeah. Week in, week out.
Science,
Yeah. Yeah. True.
top class.
Yeah. Top class.
Well, yeah. Well, I'd say that, but then, yeah, but it's been top class. Both Ferraris have been top class all weekend. To be honest, no
Yeah.
one expected him to be that
Which
fast.
is rare. Which is rare. Ah, of course, Adam. Like is Adam a Ferrari fan?
Yeah, he is.
Ah, that's why. That's why. Because I wanted to say obviously Adam picked it up, but then well, obviously he has to be biased. He has to be biased to his team.
Well, yeah, he said they were gonna be quick, but he just didn't be that quick. But even I spoke to him this morning, you need to expect that. But Alpha Tauri, man, a big up the DNF1 podcast, by the way. Go and subscribe to them. I put a post out of their latest review of the Monaco Grand Prix. So go and check that out. I put that on my community page. Go and check that out. Right there, because there, if you want to know about F1, you want to learn about every detail about Formula One, right? You need to talk to people that know the sport inside out. And like we're talking about people like me, Tomo. If you go check out his channel, which I just checked out a couple of days ago. Does a really good channel there. You got DNF1 podcast as well. Five Red Lights know their stuff. He's a Hamilton fan as well, but he knows his stuff. So there's the Understeer podcast. They know their stuff. Got an ex-racing driver as one of the podcasters there. So yeah, man, go check out these small channels. Because those ones, they definitely know. Those particular ones I've met that know their stuff, definitely. I'm also trying to look at Out of the Lap podcast as well, because they look like they know I know what they're talking about as well. So yeah, it's learn people. Always find ones that know what they're talking about. Trust me. Haas. Gonna start with Haas. Not bad.
Why are you saying not bad?
Because we know they were supposed to be at the back of the grid, and I mean,
do you know what?
Where did Mazepin actually finish?
The two Haas. Oh, okay. Sorry. Finish, please.
I mean, where did they exactly finish? Exactly. I mean, we know. Result out was Bottas, Leclerc, 18th was Schumacher, 17th Mazepin.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that. But you can't. It's not it's expected them to be that bad.
Okay.
Right. So
Okay, if you put it like that,
it's okay, like, because it's on their level. It's okay. Like, they kept it out of the walls. They didn't do it. They didn't throw anything out about the blue.
From the walls. They're supposed to do that, mate.
I know, but
yeah, no, like I understand.
We're talking about a team that's at the back of the grid.
I understand.
Williams.
They were celebrating.
Mixed bag, really, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think it was okay by them. It was bang okay or bang average. You choose.
bang average. Considering bang average, considering that they were celebrating their 750th.
750th Grand Prix. Yeah, don't forget
Yeah,
that. Alfa Romeo. Very good weekend by them, I think.
Very good because of
very good. Yeah. Alpha Tauri.
AlphaTauri.
I think it was
Because Gasly finished sixth. Yeah, it was very good.
Good because obviously Sonoda.
Yeah.
It would have been even better if it weren't for Sonoda's performance. But we're going to move to Alpine.
Alpine, wow.
It was poor, to be honest.
Yeah.
I expect that from Alonso.
They only picked up 2 points. Yeah.
Yeah, he picked up 2 points. Aston Martin, I think, were one of the teams that I think they were the team of the weekend, to be honest.
Yeah.
They were up there with Ferrari. They were about they were top class.
I think top like 10. Do you know why? Because they delivered. Even in quality, they were just consistent. It's just unfortunate that without that crash.
Yeah. Oh, I hear that. Definitely. Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo in there was very good.
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that Ricardo is not picking up. You know, he's not doing anything that much.
Red Bull, top class.
Good. Top class. Wow, you're so generous today.
Well, top class. Well, no, come on. Like Perez got from what 9th to what?
Yeah, but the car.
4th.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Shush. Take it and leave it. Don't make me change my mind.
Okay, I rest my case.
Mercedes. I'm sorry. They're in the bin. They're in the bin. Bit in the bin. That was pathetic.
I couldn't say this much.
James Vowles has got a lot of explaining to do. That's what I'm gonna say. He has got a lot of explaining to do. But those are your ratings for this week.
Yeah.
So if you agree or disagree after this video, leave it in the comments below. Do sub and like to the channel, by the way, and best place to learn about Formula One. We will be doing the Indy 500 at the next weekend. Me, Britt, and I don't know, Brevin, if you're interested, if you want to chat along and watch that. Yeah, definitely. We'll do a watch along to that. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Britt's got me want me to watch it, so that's gonna be fun.
That's nice.
But we're gonna check one more thing. I don't know if you've done your fantasy team and put them in our league because it's in the description below.
Yeah. I really need to. Yeah.
It's in the description below. But we're gonna have a quick look at the fantasy. Cool. We're gonna have a look at our fantasy league.
Leclerc 10, right? Leclerc 10.
Right, that's it. Our channel has its own fantasy league, guys. So
nice.
you're right. If you want to join the fantasy league, I've got 3 teams on it. Right, because I need help.
Oh, 3.
I put 3. You can put up to 3 teams in it. I put 3 teams in it because I need help. And even then, I'm still 138 points behind because Chris Paul did it from the start. So he hasn't got his wild card. He's used up his wild card. I haven't used my wild card yet. No, I haven't used my wild card yet.
Yeah, it was too early using.
I know. I know when I'm using it.
Baco.
Hamilton, British Grand Prix. You're not beating Hamilton at the British Grand Prix. You're not doing it. There's got to be.
We've got the fast car. What are you saying, man?
No, Verstappen has got to be. So you've got to make so many upgrades that you're half a second in front of us. Right? You are not winning, and even then, the fans will continue to put him around that circuit. Don't you care about that, right? Even Ferrari tried to do it in 2018, and they still didn't. Right?
You know what? The thing is that
Ferrari tried to do that in Germany, and so what happened to them in 2018? Boom.
Yeah.
What they were half a second quicker in Monza. What happened?
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. You're
And
gonna need
Vettel
everything
still
you've
hasn't
got.
recovered. And Vettel
Yeah,
still, yeah.
like trust me, Max Verstappen's gonna be walking back to the Netherlands, mate. He's not gonna be right. We're gonna make him
I'm
swim
going
across
to
the channel.
coach you, mate. I'm going to coach you. Really, I'm going to
Yeah,
coach
yeah,
you.
yeah. Well, he's gonna be. Oh, we're gonna send him swimming back to the friggin' Amsterdam, mate. Right. He's gonna need Amsterdam to lift him back, to lift himself back up, give himself a high.
Well, for us, like we're all actions. We don't talk too much, but like we're all for action. Actions speak louder than words.
Anyway, yeah.
That's
So
good.
Chris Paul
Wow.
currently heads the field at 500 points,
Yeah.
538 points. I scored 236 in the last round, actually, with the new teams that I made. 236 with this team,
Wow.
219 with this team. That created them. Those ones
Yeah.
were from the week before. The week before. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's team two looks like it's already catching up team three or team one already. So it looks like
Wow.
team two have got a decent one there. I used Norris's turbo
What's
boost
your
driver.
table?
I think the difference with that weekend was that team three had the Leclerc as turbo boost driver, not Norris,
Just 10
and
points. Yeah.
it would have been a plain sailing if team three would have been rocketed up the field if Leclerc didn't have that accident, but you can, and Norris would never have been fourth or third. So yeah,
Exactly.
but at least I cut myself a team two. But there you go. If you got team one, that's 500 points, but I don't think that's going to last much longer because we've got 5 red lights that have joined. They are currently tearing up my ass with 316.
Wow.
But I'm tearing up his ass for team two with 236. Turbo Timo Racing. I don't know Aaron H. He's only done his for Monaco. He's not played. Whereas Team Two, as you can see, they only played in Monaco. Team Three and Team Two. 5 red lights have been doing it since Spain, and Team One, and you could tell with Chris Paul, he's been doing it since Portugal.
Yeah.
So I haven't done too bad in two. Look, I've managed to gain. Look, I've done them in all 3 of them races. Look, yeah. Look at 84. Look at Spain. I fucked that one up, big style. Right? And team three and team two, I have got 236 points in one race. That's not bad. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's really good. It's really good. To be honest,
I'm quite
especially
proud of
team
myself
two.
on that one.
Yeah, I'm loving your team two. Really, it's really nice.
But yeah, if you want to join it, the link's in the description below. Go and join it. It's a
Let
lot
me
of
do it.
fun. It is a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
definitely. I'm going to do that. Yeah.
Just don't pick a Red Bull.
That's impossible, right?
Yeah, just don't buy Mazepin. You're never gonna get any points from Mazepin.
Or the William boys, right? Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
you say that, but Williams, I got a few points off Williams on team 3. But yeah, then I'd take something special. But we have come to the end of the show. Do smash that like button. We've overrun by 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Wow.
That's nice.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, brethren, for having us on.
Thank you.
Yeah, obviously, well, before we go, Baku, 2 weeks' time.
Oh my.
Is it going to be the same again, or is it going to be?
To be honest,
going to be back to more the Lewis Max Verstappen battle, and I do feel as much as Lewis Hamilton says we don't know, like it's going to be similar. I think he's talking bollocks. He knows that he's going to bounce back. He'll bounce back.
Definitely. And we know that like history says it all that after having a bad performance,
flat out, and we've got the power.
Exactly. So for me, so that's why even like this weekend, like I was very much in your face because I know that in Baku it's just going to be.
It's coming next week. The smoke
is coming. I know. It's just a matter of when.
This is why, guys, you want to tune in here because if I lose, it gives me smoke. I'm getting smoked. Right?
Yeah, and you deserve it because always you guys.
I give
You're
you a
always on top
platform,
of your
and that's
game.
what you treat, and that's how you treat me. For God's sake, I don't believe it.
Yeah, true. But Baku is just going to be the same old thing.
Baku,
Red
yeah,
Bull,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, Red Bull trying to compete with you, but of course you're going to blow us out of the water. Definitely, definitely. To be honest, unless if there are some upgrades that are
Yeah,
going to happen, I don't know.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave
Thank
it
you.
there. Thanks
Yeah,
again,
no,
Brethren, for coming on.
no, thank you so much for your patience. At times, I know at times like I come late, but really for your
No,
patience, I
man,
really
it's
appreciate.
welcome. It's welcome.
Yeah,
You're
and
always welcome here.
yeah, and also for giving us a voice on this platform. Really appreciate. And please, good people, subscribe and donate for the charity. Really, I appreciate. Thank you.
No, thank you, Mizo, and that's what it's there for. It's there to give you a voice while raising money at the
Yeah,
same time. So, and anyone that tunes in, just by tuning in, you're helping. So,
yeah,
best thing to
yeah.
do is to tune in. But big ups to you, and do come and like and subscribe as we try to build also a good F1 community. We've got a good football
Yes.
community from this season,
Yeah.
which is now finally over. Thank God. Um, I think from a Liverpool perspective, you're finally thanking God it's over.
I'm buzzing, mate.
Uh,
I am buzzing.
yeah, and worst the fight offense ever.
Hopefully that you'll be covering like the Euros, right?
Yeah, we'll be covering the Euros.
Ah, cool.
I'm
Ah, that's
debating
cool.
whether to do the watch along or not. I've got Charlie who wants me to do it on. He
Yeah,
wants
please,
his
please.
channel. Yeah, I got.
True,
I'll have to.
because you know
I'll
what?
have to. Yeah, but I got someone. I know someone else who wants to do it as well. So I'll talk with
You know,
them first
yeah,
about it. But what
yeah.
we'll do is we'll work it out. But anyway, thanks for everyone. Do stay safe, stay well,
Thank
and
you.
we will see you later on at 6.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We got an 1892 Red podcast coming up later on this evening. So do make sure you check out for that. But until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.